Alright, what's up guys out there on YouTube? Let me see if I can get this turned. Testing. There we go. I'm trying to turn this up loud enough to where you guys can hear me because I'm going to have to be at a little bit of a distance. Um, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I've got my mic stretched out probably about as far as it can go. So, here we go. We're going to be changing the hot end out, and you guys can already see that I've gotten this taken apart. It just basically goes up like this, that goes over that, and that goes in there. So I was debating on doing this off camera, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it on camera. Just do it live, so it's easy. I'm not gonna worry about the plastic that's on the inside of here. Should be able to take that off. I'm just going to separate all this from here. So this is basically your entire hot end with the sleeve on it. And this is why, I mean, this is a really good, you can see just how long it's been in there. You can see that dust and stuff. I haven't actually had to take this off in over a year. No joke. This is past a year since I've gotten this, and it lost the nylon thing on it long ago here from the end. But I've never taken this off before in the entire year because I've never had any problem with it. Unlike my other 3D printer that within the first year I changed it out probably, I'd say 20 times. So that's amazing. This is the first time that I've had to, and it just stopped. It says that there's heat on the screen, but it stops printing after a certain point. So I'm going to change the hot end out and see if that fixes it. I actually need this piece here, but I'll get that off later. The main thing that you got to worry about, no, that won't go back through. The main thing that you have to worry about is the teeth inside of here, because you don't want to pull this way and rip the teeth out of here. I'm not 100%, I might have an extra one of those, so I may not have to worry about it anyways. Yeah, I do. I've got an extra one here. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll get it off later. And we'll just put this one on the new one. Here's the new one here. I've had this for probably about 6 months now. Just kind of sitting there in a box in case I needed it. So this is how nice a new one looks. And how bad the old one looks. But it still doesn't look that bad. I mean, a year old comparatively to the ones that were in the Ender 3. It's really not all that bad. I need to pay attention to all this around here because this thing has some tiny little screws in it. So I'm going to take my bag that my other hot end goes in, and I'm going to put the bottom part of my fan in it. These are the two bigger screws here that go right here and right here. These are the smaller screws that go here and here to hold the hot end in place. And these right here are the worst. These are the ones I don't want to lose. These things are tiny little creatures. Those are the screws to put the small fan in. So I'm going to set those aside so I don't lose them. Because I did lose a lot of screws. The first time I ever fixed a 3D printer was my Anycubic i3 Mega, and that thing I lost like 6 screws the first time I fixed it. Because they're all tiny, you know? Luckily, they were all the same size screws as my drone screws, so I had plenty of extra screws left over because I had just gotten out of making drones. So. Alright, so this is my absolute first time changing this out, so I've actually never done this before. On the Creality Ender 3, what we do is just follow the wire. I'm going to cut this guy off. And the one thing that I'm not going to show you guys on this is putting all the zip ties back on, because I'm actually going to have to run out and get some zip ties. Right after I pushed record, I realized I don't have any zip ties. So that could be a bad thing. Take all my clips off here and just remove this tempered glass. Never mind. I thought the bottom of that was, I don't know why. I haven't changed that in a while, so for some reason I was thinking that the bottom of this was designed differently, but I'm wrong. I don't know where I got that idea in my head. Now we're just going to pop into this box because everything goes into this box down here at the bottom. Oh, you guys can't see that. Let me scoot this back. Maybe scoot that back. There we go. And probably while I have this apart, I should give it a good dusting. Yeah, give it a good dusting. This thing is probably the best thing that I've printed. One of the best things, because you can see that fan that's right there on top and just how much dust is in it. Now, imagine if all the stuff that fell straight down went into it. It's got this little blocker. The only thing that goes in there is dust instead of hard plastics and stuff, which is awesome. I think that's a necessary thing that you need when upgrading this thing. Let's take this top piece off here. And when taking this top piece off, you just got to pop out that fan right there. Alright. So now we've got to find... The one thing that I dislike about it is just how... I think they could have extended this, but they kind of piled everything into this little area. And so even with this, let's see, I've got to find the correct, there they are. Okay, I'll be right back. I've got to go get a, wait, no, I think I brought them with me. No, I didn't. I'll be right back. You have to have these because right in here, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, there's this little green thing here, and see, these don't have connections on it. They're open wire. They go straight into this green thing here, and then you tighten the screw down on top of them, and then you've got the connector for the white one. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of them out that go to this one sleeve, because I'm going to pop this back through the sleeve, so it'll be easier to just take that entire thing out, even though I don't really have to. Oh, one thing, make sure it's all unplugged. So there we go. You never want to mess around with electrical stuff when it's still being plugged in. I just about did that. Woo! Get it together, Bryson. That is the first one. So it goes red, red. I'm just going to take a picture on my phone real quick so I have it. hard to see down in there, but I think I might be able to. There's so many wires everywhere. So red, red. Okay, so this fan is plugged in here in the front, and it's got a whole bunch of silicone on it. I'm trying to break that silicone off so I can get that out of there. I don't know why they would do this on the fan. I hate all the silicone that they put in this. Makes it hard to work on because you don't want to bust out that connector on the inside. Stick a finger down and try to hold that down. But I also don't want to damage anything on the oh Jesus. So much silicone in here. You remember me with an Iron Man suit? Yeah, buddy. Iron Man suit was fun. Definitely. I need to make another big project like that. The only bad part about that is it costs so much to do that oh dang it, see, I don't want to damage anything. I just slammed right into the bottom. But maybe that's what Creality wants. For you to have to buy more. I'd rather none of these have anything on them. Look at that big old chunk of silicone that was in there. That's on a connector. If I get this out of here, I'll show you. There we go. On a connector that size. That was just on the back side of it. Right there. On the back. That's ridiculous. So, take a picture of where that goes, just for sure. And then the white one. There's two of these white connectors. I'm not sure which one. Let's undo this, see if there's two of them here, because I don't think there is. Oh, there's only one white one, so I'm going to have to follow that wire. Because there's two long white ones like that in here. Got silicone doused in those two. Okay, so I'm just going to take this fan out first. See if I can straighten this out. Pull that fan through. No. I'm just pulling out one of these very slowly, and it's going to tell me here, and I can feel it, the tension here. See, so if I do this, see how it pulls it back down. So I know that that one is this one here, and that's in the very front. I'm going to break that silicone off of there. I wish I had more cameras that I could go live with, because I would show you the inside of here. It just kind of sucks. Just how much. But if you own a Creality Ender 3, you know what I'm talking about. All the damn silicone that's on these things. I don't know if I can reach that with my finger to keep that. There we go. Alright, and then I will disconnect the last red. Alright, these should be all disconnected. Oh, except for this fan here. Which the fan is in the back, so I'm going to take one more picture. Red on the far side, black on the inside. Should come out. There we go. Now this should all come out. Got these. Ooh, bow, bow. There is there's a cover in the back, and it's so difficult to change this out comparatively to the Anycubic. The Anycubic, man, all you got to do is pop the thing off, unplug the deals, pop a new one on, and you're ready to go. This one, man, you got to get all the wires, disconnect everything. It's just ridiculous. I'm glad that you don't have to change it out very many times. I hope I never have to change this again. I will, because you always have to, but it's got this. I don't know if I want to take it. It's got this tape on it. It's going around all the cords here in the back. Oh, I gotta get that off of there. There we go. Now I should be able to take those out. There we go. Alright, let me back this up so I can show you guys. This is everything. That's just too much. That's ridiculous. Now I've got to try to get this deal off, which it should fatten up just like that. And you can, it's just hard to do. It's like Chinese finger traps. Fatten up. There we go. Jesus. Alright, so we've got that's done. that's everything I had to get out to change. We'll be replacing it with the new one. This is so many wires. It would seem like having a connector point down here, you know, just pop on and pop the new one on, would be so much better. And I may do that the next time. What I might do is just splice the wires myself. I'm just not sure, because this is a braided wire here, and I'm not sure if that's something that I can just sometimes these wires, the insulation have like the ground in it or something like that, so, or they're a part of the wiring or something, so you can't really do that. I'm gonna try to put these through first. I would go ahead and put all this stuff back in here, because everything was in there. All the wires for the stepper motors, all that stuff was in there. More than likely, I'm looking at this thinking this is going to be a lot of work, putting all this back through here, because I'm not very good with these. Let's wrap these together because the tips came off, just so we can pass it through here. Hope that didn't get too frayed when it goes in. This may be the longest process right here. Just putting all these wires back through. I wonder if there's like a specific technique to this. Like I said, I've always been terrible with these. I'm trying to find the end here. See, I've made it to this point. I was thinking maybe like you get a little, and then you just run it back. It would go up further. Is that right? Seems to be working. So I'm like basically doing this. There we go. One's out the end. I still need the other pieces. There we are. Now it's all frayed out. Jesus. I have to get that back. Alright, we've got to start. Now I gotta put these back through the fans. Should probably just did it all at once. I bet that's gonna be a rude awakening for me. This one shouldn't be hard. Let's do this one first because it's just the regular ends. And these are single wires that are twisted at the end. So they should just go straight through. Oh crap, maybe they won't. They keep poking out the side. So I'm gonna try to twist these in together just for now. It's so weird because my headphones, this is a condenser mic, and I don't know how well you guys can hear. If somebody's listening, definitely let me know how good you can hear, if you can at all. In my headphones it sounds like there's an echo, and that's merely because it's a condenser mic, so you're supposed to be right up to it, just like I just got. But I can't be right up to it while doing this. So I don't think that's gonna work. I usually, when I have my headphones on, do I have tape? That's what I need. I need tape. I'm gonna get some tape. That way I can tape up that end and it doesn't do that. I'm going to tape these two together so those can no longer poke through, and this should be guided by this connector here. Probably should have taken these ones out. That's lesson learned. So I'm going to push in a little. Now I'm going to fatten this up, push it through a little bit more. Now I can see the end there. I don't know if you can see that in the end. I'm going to fatten that section up. Push it through a little bit more. I don't know if there's a good way of doing this. Probably has something to do with like the good way of doing this would probably be taking something and guiding it through the entire way. But I do everything the hard way, as you guys have noticed. I've got it in pretty far. That's what she said. There we go, fatten that end up. Now it's pushing through pretty good. Go back to fattening this end up. Fat and push it through. Push it real good. I'm getting it. It's all the way to here. Don't have much to go. Maybe what I can do, stretch this down, stretch My headphones keep coming undone. Oh no, don't go backwards. Go forwards. Ah, I think I figured it out, and I'm almost to the end, and I just now figured out really how to do this. Yeah, buddy. But I ain't doing this again, so. Not today anyways. I was debating on while I had this open, putting all those stepper motor wires in and such, but not doing that. Don't want to. Don't want to do that. Now, how long has this been going? How long did this take me? A while? Man, I've been on for 30 minutes. See, the Anycubic, I hate to keep talking up the Anycubic, but I don't. It takes like 10 minutes. And I lost a screw. Told you I would lose a screw. I said it out loud. Flipping all this stuff around. Yep. I'm going to take this piece of tape off. Well, no, let's just go ahead and stick it through there. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of tape around this entire thing until I get it through the other side. Just to make it a little bit easier on me. I don't have to find that other screw before. Well, I guess it's not a necessary screw. Not all screws are necessary screws. That's what I'm told anyways. That's what she always says. I guess I shouldn't say things like that for the kids on my channel. But this isn't a kid's channel. It's an everyone channel. And YouTube's been doing that. Everything that you put out, you have to make sure and say, is this for kids or not for kids, or downright silly. Alright. I've got them pushed in. They are all right here. Now before I go any further, I'm going to make sure all my stepper motors are pushed down correctly. All my sensors are pushed down correctly. That way I make sure that I didn't accidentally unplug any of those while in this process. And that's something you always want to check, because you may be hurrying through here to get it all hooked up, and then suddenly you realize that you put it back together and something's not working, and you just got to take it all apart. Where's the end to that? There it is. I put this sports tape on it because it's made for your skin and it doesn't stick very well to itself. That way I didn't have to struggle with it taking it back off, and I'm still struggling with it. Alright, so for reference's sake, get my phone back out, and this is what I always do with anything electrical that I'm changing out. So I'm going to go off the first picture, which shows me the black fan. The red is on the outside. So I'm going to go in here. I need this light because I can barely see in here. I know this doesn't help you guys, but this is definitely going to help me. I just got to see this because the power cord directly in the way. So there we go. It's my dog. I keep hearing her footsteps through my headphones. Okay. Let's just do this. I've got a light here. That may be easier for all of us. I hate how many wires are in this tiny little area. So in my review that I did of this, and I gave it good marks and bad marks based on different things. Oh, is that coming out? I had never, in that review, I hadn't changed out a. These are made for big wires. I don't know if that was just sitting in there or what. But this is a tiny little wire to go into such a big connection. It's making me wonder if that even is supposed to go in there. It'll come out. I'll loosen you up. Push you in. Yeah, see, it just keeps, I got that screw tightened down, and it just keeps coming undone, coming out of there. I'm not sure why. It's hard to get a good angle on it. Tell you what, out of all of them, this is the worst one. That's why I'm doing it first. I got big old fat hands. And big old fat fingers. I'm trying to squeeze this stupid thing in here. There we go. Maybe I'll take the footage of this later and take a picture of this just so I can show you guys. This thing is, I'm not understanding why when I tighten this down, I get it in there, I tighten that down, and I just pull it right back out. It doesn't seem like it should go in there. Let's get these really loosened up. I hate the cords being shown like that. And what I'll do is thicken this up. Wonder if I can. Thickening up by, all I'm doing is taking the cord, basically. Imagine my finger's a cord, and I'm just bending it over to be like that. There's still plenty of cord on here. I'm just gonna stick it in there pretty far. Let's see if maybe that'll be the difference. See, now I can actually feel the cord move, the the wire moving. Seems like it's going in. Okay, now it's in. So maybe that's the thing, is just to thicken up the cord. So, where's the black one? There it is. I'm going to do the same thing with the black one. Thicken it up. And fold it in half. Stick her in. Yep, I can feel that one. Alright, those two are in there. Let me show you guys. Oh well, I can't. It's about as close as I can get with my live camera. Sorry. So I wish I could show you guys a lot easier. Next time that this happens, next time that something like this happens, I'm gonna do the whole thing in detail so I can show you guys. I figured doing it live would be completely easy. Wouldn't take much time, but I've been proven wrong. Okay, these next two are just connectors, so I'm going to get all of these in first. And if I wasn't gawking around, I'd be done by now. Honestly, I'm getting done quicker than I thought I would. Being that this is the first time that I did this and I'm doing it live. Thought it would take me a whole lot longer to do. But doing a pretty good job so far. A lot better than I thought. Now watch me. Alright. Finally bring the 3. Changing this out one time. Ender 3s. Hot in yet for a long period of time. Or how long was it since, you know, how long was it when you changed your first one out? That's what I want to know. See if everybody else is as consistent as mine, or if maybe I just got lucky. It's crazy. I'm gonna go back to my, and just to double check. I already know, like even in my mind, even if I do know for a fact that this goes here and that goes there, I still make sure that I double check and put them all in the right place. It's a good habit to get into, because when you've fixed enough of these and you've done enough of them, you could be remembering wrong, easily remembering wrong. Alright, we got them all in there. I'll pull a little bit of that red back out because that's a little bunched up in there. So let's do a little pulling. Just the red one. Just the red. And the red goes bye-bye from in there. Okay. Alright. Okay. There we go. We should be done with the inside stuff now. Oh, stupid ad. Just double checking everything over. I want to make sure that I didn't hit anything while I was in here. That was important. Just to see if I can see anything. I think we're good. We're good with it. Good with it. Now, I just gotta plug this back in to its little spot. I remember which direction this goes. This way. And like so. There we go. Just kind of eyeballing around here because I lost a screw. Let's see if I can just find another one. I have another one in here. I think that one will work. I saved all of my extra parts, all my extra tiny little screws and such, just in case, for a moment like this. Where'd it go? Oh yeah. Fits right in there, boys. Ladies and gents. Boys and girls. Power Rangers and Exorcists. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to push this tube in. Who is honking? And then I'm going to put this clip in. That should be good. You can tell that I'm not used to this being a thing. So I'm used to those having teeth in them, but I guess they don't. So now I need to get this back open with all of my other screws and such. Let's hope in the process I don't lose one while I'm at it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. So now, we'll do these long ones, do the hot end. They go right up here. Now these, I'm gonna make sure aren't so tight that they're gonna bust. Your new hot end. Just get them snug. That looks fantastic. Is it the wrong direction? No, it's not. Now, this, because all this here goes through the top. So it's just like that. And don't worry, we'll fix it. Right, stand like that. Because that looks outrageous. Yeah, definitely leave me a comment, you guys, if you've changed one of these out, and how long it took you, and how long did it take before you had to change it out for the first time. It's a nice little testimony for Creality here. You know, being a month, or I mean being a year before having to change it out, That's insanely good quality. And everybody talks about how bad the quality of the Creality Ender 3 is. I love it. I love this machine. I don't like this entire switching out of the hot end process. It sucks. And there are better ways to do it. And other printers have figured it out a whole lot better. But let me tell you, besides that, and besides how tight that little area is down there, it's not too bad. Not too bad of a machine. I'm gonna screw that in. So now we got our Bowden screwed in. And you know what? You know what I did? Yes, I did. I did do that. This is in the front. I need to switch it to the back. Not hard. Just gotta take all this back out. Not hard to do. That's what happens when you go live. I don't know how many times I did that with the Anycubic when I was first showing how to fix parts on the Anycubic. I would literally fix things only to have to turn around and take it apart and put it back on just because something was backwards. Because you're trying to do the best that you can, showing how this is done with the stuff that you have. Actually, I'm gonna take this out first. And you don't even think about going in from the other side. You just want to hurry up and get done by the time, especially with this thing. By the time you get done with all those wires and crap, you just want to be done. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to get it. Now's when it all comes in. Whew. Tell you what, the one thing that sucks about building on these, or fixing these things, there's just no comfortable way to attack this. So, for people that try to help, you know, by making videos for people and stuff, there's just no easy way to do this at all. Because, I mean, I guess you could, if you're doing it at home, you're not worried about making a video or anything like that, like some of us crazy idiots who think we gotta constantly make videos of everything. I have to set all this up and make sure it's viewable, make sure it's able to be seen. So oftentimes you have to try to stay out of the frame as much as possible so you don't get like your big head in the way, or I have big hands, so you know what that means? I wear big gloves. That's all it means. But my hands can oftentimes, like right now, you can't really see what I'm doing except my hands are just twisting. It's because my hands are so big. I just feel like they get in the way all the time. There we go. Taking everything apart isn't hard, and I encourage anybody, I don't know if as of yet if anybody's made a We Fix Your 3D Printer company. It wouldn't be hard, and I think when 3D printers become more popular, it might be a business that I debate getting into, kind of a maintenance of 3D printers. course, in my area, they're just not big enough. It's not a big enough product. In fact, I think in my town that I live in, there's a possibility I could be the only person that has a 3D printer. I'm the only person I know of around here that has a 3D printer. And I talk to a lot of people, a lot of which say they want to get into 3D printing and all that stuff, but nobody has a 3D printer. Where does this go? Oh, it's here. Isn't it? I guess I should have paid more attention to that. There we go, that's how it goes. And that goes like so. Nope, it goes like so. So I need to put these tiny little fan screws. They suck so bad. Then I gotta find my tiny little I have a hex key that's extremely tiny. Or the tiny little, I guess I keep calling them screws, because they are an inclined plane wrapped helically around an axis, which is technically a screw. But these are called bolts. Did you guys know that? That's a nice little tidbit for you if you didn't know. A screw is quite literally an inclined plane wrapped helically around an axis. And I put that on backwards while I tried to brag about my knowledge of stupidity. I screwed up. What this is this fan has a I'll show you in just a second, just so you guys know what this is and why it's important. Okay. So what this is it goes on the bottom of the fan. So the fan goes on top, and the fan actually blows down. So what this is a little thing that makes the air hit here and then go. That's your nozzle fan. Well, it cools your filament as you're printing. So like PLA, which melts at a very low temperature, isn't still partially melted when it goes around for its next layer. So, nice little tidbit. And there's all sorts of little designs that you can get, especially for the Anycubic. Oh, I gotta get my head in here, sorry. But especially for the Anycubic, this whole area here, there's all sorts of really cool designs to put bigger fans, quieter fans, better nozzle fan blower areas, and all sorts of cool stuff. And it's basically just to like pimp your ride, you know what I mean? Get it looking really cool. The cool thing about all that is you can do it in your own colors. There are some really, really quiet fans that you can get. And I've seen people take an Anycubic, which is loud. Ever since I got the Creality Ender 3, I could realize just how loud an Anycubic was. I never thought it was that loud, because I mean, you can still speak pretty well and understand each other pretty well while the Anycubic's running. But while making videos and stuff, I realized just how loud it was, because it's one of those, it's just an annoying drone in the background. You know what? I forgot to do it again. Jesus Christ, I'm not here. I'm not all here. And that's because I lost that screw. So I said, I found the other screw and just kind of put them in. But I need my fan cover here at the bottom. Made a big deal about how important that was, and then damn near didn't put it back in. looked over at it and was like, whoops. Forgot my fan cover. These screws here are important because they keep the console closed and to keep my fan cover on. So this isn't, I'll show you guys I'll make a video later of this thing printing, show you guys that it's working again. I'm not going to do it quite yet, like I said. I don't have the zip ties. I don't know where my zip ties are. I have zip ties somewhere, but I'm unsure of where they are at the current moment. And I'm going to have to put, let's push this up in here a little more. This up in here. I want this as close as possible without all this everywhere. You know, I guess what I could do. Screw it. I'm doing it the easy way. Longer way, but the easier way. Longer but easier. Pulling the wires through. Didn't even have to take anything out. Looks nice now, doesn't it? That was totally the easiest way to do that. Totally the easiest way to do that. So I just went into here and just pulled at the wires, and what it did is this part here won't go through the back because it's just too small of an opening. So it basically shrunk this stuff down. Shrunk it way down. And then it basically just moved up. That was awesome. I could have done it the other way, but it would have taken forever. It seems like a caterpillar. You know, like how a caterpillar moves. How they're just like, kind of how you have to do that. It's ridiculous. Not fun at all. There we go. All fixed up. Now I just need to get the, I need to go into town. Get some zip ties so I can zip tie this around. Like so. And then figure out how this is going to go down here. You know what I could do? Look at this stuff. Just for now. That actually looks really good. I wonder if that'll stay. I'm hesitant to use anything but zip ties or electric wire, but this stuff actually looks really good on it. Because it's just black fabric tape. I'm sure this will work just fine. Now it looks like it's gonna work fine. I'm gonna wrap this up in these other wires up in it. My sensor wires. Connect my sensor wires to the main thing here. Because all these sensor wires used to be inside of that sleeve. I wasn't about to do all that though. Because there's a certain part over here that has a little bigger slit in it, because your sensor wires have to come out the side right here and go into these. So there's a spot over here that has like a hole in it that you had to push these through. Now I'm about to get into all that madness. That did hold really good. That looks really good. Where did my plug-in go? It's now plugged in. So what I'm going to do first of all is print a hook, because I designed these hooks for my son's Nerf guns, and that's what I was in the middle of printing before this thing stopped wanting to print for me. So I'm going to go to about here with the filament. I'm not pushing it all the way in, because I want to make sure that this is working properly. It's been setting for a while. I want to make sure that this hot end's working properly, and I'm not going to get any plastic stuck down in there. Before I do anything at all. Tempered glass. There's another one somewhere around here. I'll worry about it right now. Oh, there it is. There we go. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. That took a lot out of me. Tell you what. How long did that take? 1 hour and 12 minutes? Jesus. Under control, temperature, nozzle. Go up to 220. Bed. All right, we're gonna let it go. Thank you guys for joining. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and we'll see y'all on the flip side.